Swing, swing, swing on the ding-a-ling. Tell your mom to stop calling me. She's waking me up with her text messages. Tell your mom cut it out. Fucking cut it out. Sweet little baby.
When history repeats itself, we will all go extinct, quicker than the dinosaurs. It's all the missing links. Is in our DNA.
Welcome to another episode of The Scoop. Tonight, we are joined by Shane and Vince from Like Water.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having us there, Pickle.
Yeah, thank y'all for coming. Happy Labor Day for starters.
Fucking
I
right.
know, right? It's real rainy and fucking awful outside.
Fucking right. Nobody's working. Everybody's chilling, getting high, doing
That's
anything.
all I did today. I got high and ate a bunch of food.
You and me
I'm high
both.
right now. Like a fucking pie brownie. I'm way more stoned than I should be to do something like this.
Yeah, we're definitely pro marijuana in this band. I said marijuana. That's funny.
So, y'all have a show that's coming up here on Monday? Like
Yeah.
a week from today.
Yeah, a week from the day.
We've been practicing for this motherfucker forever. We're
Yeah.
getting ready. It's our first show, so we're a little bit we're just ready to get it over with and get it done and get out there and show people what we've been working on, you know.
Yeah, and like
Yeah, I
get
am-
it. Well, go ahead.
I am very excited to see this because this show has been, it seems like 2 years in the making.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember when
we were
Shane,
doing a
you and
podcast
I were
together
doing
still.
Mind's Affliction, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty early on in Mind's Affliction when you joined the band and y'all were starting to put out
Yeah,
music. I remember y'all had put out one, and I think you came on to Mind's Affliction at that point.
Yeah, that was a good show. I had fun. I mean, you want to go on this one?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's been about 2 years. It's been kind of rough, finding, like, putting a proper band together.
Yeah, it's the
and
evolution,
then we
definitely.
booked a show without a bassist, and then it was like, fuck, like, now we,
gotta get a
have to get
bassist.
it together, and figure out how to pull this off live. But it's coming together really well.
I mean, at first it was Shane and Eric had jammed before for years, you know, and then me and Shane got together and we put out that song, and basically it was just me, Shane, and Eric coming to drop his parts and everything, and we put everything together and just got it all straight. And from that point on, we put the song out. But then after the song, I mean, you know how it is in this scene. It's few and far between to find somebody that may really appreciate the exact nomenclature and fucking style that you are, you know? Like, so we had to put a band together, and I mean, it literally took 2 years to find the right pieces until we at least had guys that, you know, could pull the material off and like enjoyed the material most of all.
Yeah.
You know?
In fact, y'all just not too long ago announced that y'all added Miguel to the
Yeah.
Yeah.
roster.
Yeah, man, he jumped in, like, right when we needed someone. It was perfect timing. He's really good, too, man. He's been nothing but impressive.
Yeah, that guy is very passionate, man. He like, you know, I'm constantly getting text messages from him. Hey, man, I'm working out this part. Man, this shit's awesome. Hey, dude, I'm really enjoying this stuff. Hey, man, I'm really digging it, you know? And when you get that kind of motivation out of somebody, you know, it's nice. You can tell
Yeah.
they're into it and they're feeling it. And that's what we were waiting for, is somebody
Yeah.
that actually would feel it instead of just going through the motions, or some cat that just has chops, or some, you know.
And you
make-
wrote everything fresh as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all of this is his ideas, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, so he's not even just taking bass parts that were there prior. He's
No, I think
No.
he
He
took,
may have
like, some of
taken
the ideas that I
concepts,
had.
yeah.
Yeah, just kind of like, that feel for the part, but
And
he's
did
been
his
writing
own
his own
thing,
stuff
yeah.
with it. It's been great.
Yeah, if anything, he's throwing a lot of like cool counter rhythms in where before we didn't have it. We were just
Yeah.
trying to get the song recorded, you know. But now there's a bunch of really cool like cool
Well, I
counter
was
rhythms
writing and
stuff.
recording bass, for each song within like a week,
And on the
write it all
spot. A
and
lot of it
record
was on the spot. A lot
Yeah.
of these songs, Shane came over and was like had like 3 riffs, and we sat down and like orchestrated and schematiced out everything to where
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were even taking hour-long breaks and then coming back to it and smoking cigarette after cigarette, trying to come up with new parts and write. But
Yeah.
but that was exciting to us because it was like, it's on the spot. It's like you have to use just what's pure and what's coming out of you at the time. You
Yeah,
can't
kinda like
contrive
whatever
it too
feels
much.
right is correct.
Can't contrive it with like all
Yeah.
kinds of crazy, we just wanted to produce something that would sound that way live
We
too.
smoked a lot of dabs through that
Lot of
process
dabs.
as well.
A lot of dabbage.
I always feel like if I really dig a riff when I'm stoned, like it's correct. Like having a band that I kind of, I want people to look at it and be able to tell that we base everything off like emotional response. And I feel like when I'm stoned, if I'm really feeling it, like on an emotional level, like that part's correct. Like there's no point in fucking with it. Like we just keep it and move on. I like that because I'll overcomplicate like everything that I do. I'll overcomplicate it.
It's nice to be outside the box, but then bring it back.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Well, I know on top of that, all of you are very meticulous. I've heard numerous times the stories from Tidbits as a perfect example for the 2 lines that you did in She's So Cool that you stayed in the vocal box and did it like 700 times.
Dude, I'm
And he
not
was
s-
like, every single time it sounded perfect to me, but you were like, no, I can accentuate that L a little bit more.
or that R is too
yeah.
annoying.
Oh yeah. That's exactly how it is.
The studio is like school. You can do whatever you want to do live or jam or whatever, but when you put it under a microscope, right, and you have a strong R or you're not saying a word correctly, it doesn't sound as good. So I'm real meticulous about that, like how timing, number one, timing's like a big thing for me.
Yeah.
You got to be on time, and you have to write melodies that just doesn't sound like everything else. But I have a lot of fun with it. Singing's great, man. Singing's awesome. If you
Yeah.
have any problems or issues or fucking you're pissed
makes
at the
the long
world,
days.
get in the fucking booth. It's over with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure you feel the same way.
But I
about
mean,
your gear.
all in all, the vocals came out great on everything we've done.
Corner of the
if it
room.
took you 50 fucking takes, and then like the last 15 sounded exactly alike, but that one you felt okay about. I'm like, that just has been sounding exactly the same the last like 10 times. But it's one of those things, man. You put out a product, like you're the one that needs to be happy with it. Like other people don't know the difference, but that shit will bug you forever, dude. You'll hate that little part on the record if you let it slide.
Haunt
Yeah.
you, regret.
Or at least, we will, because we're those types of guys.
Oh yeah, dude. If I hear a bad note or something, it could be 2 discs ago, and that part comes up in the song, and I'm like, damn it, I should have just redid
should have
that.
did something with that. Yeah.
Because I don't believe in like auto tuning or any of that shit.
Nah,
Like
fuck
I
that.
believe in molding your style good enough to where when you get in the studio, you could hit fucking pitch, And so I don't want to like just lay down a line with energy and then perfect pitch it, because then you just put yourself in a category with everybody else and just sound the same.
But it takes the feeling out as well.
Yeah, definitely,
it,
big time.
it takes the emotion out of that line.
I like to hear gurgles and stuff.
Yeah, the shit that makes you sound human, like that's what makes songs cool, is that human element. Once it gets too robotic, it's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who really cares?
Gets a little
Yeah, you mu-
masturbatory.
Yeah.
Well, I know that you do a lot of training with your voice as well.
I just sing every day, no matter what. I just sing. I'm not a very technical, like super technical person. I know my technique and I know what I have to do to to not hurt myself and how to hit notes and how to scream and how to do things like that. But yeah, I just
But it's like I also walk around my kitchen and sing about masturbating to baby
constantly
pictures all day long.
masturbating to my own baby pictures, fucking cheetah sex, whatever. I'll sing about it. I don't care if it's fucking.
Miguel has a video of it. I thought he would post it on Facebook.
We're gonna do another one tomorrow. I'm actually gonna write some better parts.
Yeah, might as well plug the show.
Yeah, we're fucking super excited though, man. Like playing with these bands. I mean, it's a nice first show to come out you know. And I
Yeah.
don't even know if we deserve this kind of first show, but it's fucking awesome that we get to step on stage. And I think it's cool that every act that night is going to be similar, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know, like Haken, I'll pronounce it right because I don't want to, disrespect. Haken is very Yes meets Rush meets Dream Theater meets like even
Well,
to
they're
like
King
Meshuggah,
Crimson type,
King Crimson, stuff like
King
that.
Crimson type progressions.
Thank You Scientist is like
I've been really big on Thank You Scientist
Dude, they're
about
awesome.
the last year.
Their new
I
record's
was super
killer,
amped
too.
about this show because that new record's amazing.
It's basically like it's almost like if you took Scorsese's horns and put them and added a little more like Middle Eastern sound and stuff up in there,
With
and
like
then,
a lot of jazz,
and a
then
lot
the
of
guitar player's
jazz.
got like he's got like a lot of metal tendencies in his playing. But
Yeah.
he's really jazzy.
he sounds a lot like
It's really
Coheed,
good.
like Claudio from Coheed as well.
And that vocalist looks like Woody,
Yeah, he looks. He's Woody's body double.
and it's amazing.
I'm serious. You ever seen that picture where we tagged Woody in it?
No,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
saw
think
him
Oh,
the
it
other
was
night, and I
hilarious.
asked him if he was coming to the show, and he goes, "I have to. I got to perform."
Yeah, dude. So it's like, we want to, I'm not saying we're rushing it. We're not rushing it because obviously we just got a full band, like a full band,
Yeah.
not too long ago. But,
So
having,
what is the full lineup?
Well, the full lineup is Shane on guitar,
Like our band.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Shane on one guitar, Eric DePorter on another guitar, Miguel is the bassist, Matthew Vocal is our drummer.
Yeah, Matt was in
Purvis.
he was in Purvis for a while. He's with the Converts for a while. He's
All
been
right, yeah.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Awesome. Yeah, we're excited. We
Yeah,
have a
Matt's
full
Matt's
lineup.
been great too, man. We wrote a new song with Matt that's fucking tremendous. Like we just have guitars and drums right now, but it's really really cool. Like I like the ideas that he had. Like he kind of took every part, and pretty much. Like when we did this shit with Vince, like Vince's mind worked completely different. Like where
Yeah.
Matt's at, it's pretty much like what's in my head when I think about those.
Yeah, he
riffs.
plays with-
So it's kind of nice. Like we're kind of on the same page with that as well.
Yeah, that song's awesome too. Y'all kicked ass.
Yeah, that's just a really cool song.
So how many songs do y'all have together that y'all are going to be performing that night?
We may be, depending on how it's going, because we're still tightening up all the loose ends, and we don't want to have to we don't want to rush anything that isn't ready, because
We'll probably do 3.
we'll probably do 3, because our
Yeah.
songs are real long. I mean, some of our songs are 8-9 minutes. Some of our
Yeah, the
Well,
two
the-
that y'all that I've heard are
And then-
both like 8 and change. It's like
Right.
8:20 and 8:30, something like
Yeah,
that.
one. I think like one's 9.5, and then the other one's like almost 8. And then we have another. We have the Killer and the Victim Part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
That we're gonna play as well.
Was that about 6 something or
That's
7?
around 7. Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, none of our
So,
songs
yeah,
are
it's
radio.
about 23 minutes worth of music or something. Like
We'll probably
I don't know
talk
if I got
for
that math
2
right.
minutes.
But it's something like that. They're only giving us 30 minutes.
Yeah,
so,
and then get off the stage early, because that's usually what happens when you play with national acts.
Yeah, and I think this new song's around 7 minutes as well. So we'd really be towing the fucking line if we.
Yeah,
tried
we'd
to
have
do
to be
4.
like,
we'd
"Hi,
have to
we're
just
like
shut
water."
up and play like at a little faster tempo.
We'll say we're like water at the
Stay in the
beginning and
lines.
not talk, and through middle of any of the other songs, and at the end of the song say thank you, and that would be it.
But we are gonna have a show coming up before the end of the year. We're gonna do one more show, and
Yeah.
we'll have a new song ready for that one.
Yeah, we're
for
on
sure.
we're on we're not going to announce it yet, but we're going to be on a bill with some pretty kick-ass bands.
Yeah,
and we're
some
going to do it in
great
Metairie.
bands.
So
yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
fun.
We can't say names. I don't know. Like I haven't got into it with them as far as like what they have coming up,
Logistics.
and we don't want to try to like
Take away from-
overshadow
yeah.
or just like take away from a show that's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna let that be over with.
But I'm glad we get to fucking do it live, though, man. It's been like so much pent up energy. Like a fucking, you mean playing in the studio and writing, and that's cool. But fucking being able to go out there and look at people's faces and see how they're feeling what we're playing, and fucking get them buck. That's the fucking
Yeah, because
know.
we started this. It was just gonna be a recording project.
Strictly, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I was doing other things, he was doing other things, and now this is kind of like
Now it's like let's make this happen, man.
I was supposed to
Yeah.
release the Spylights record, a couple of months ago, and I just straight put the whole album on hold till we got tight and got this band together and got everything rolling. And then I can worry about that later,
Yeah. Yeah, and
So-
I have another band I'm starting now too, but we had just kind of started writing songs, and then this show came up, so we put it on the back burner. So I'm gonna get back on that as soon as this shit's done. We'll start writing some fucking hardcore. Have fun
Well,
with that.
with this project, y'all have 2 songs that you've released the recordings of. Are y'all going to be releasing more of those and maybe making it into an album or a compilation?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely came to the decision. Me and Shane were talking about this recently. That what we want to do is just to keep them separate and keep it right. We're gonna finish this third song, and we're gonna give away Sal, the Killer Part 1 and the Killer Part 2 for free. We're gonna mix it, master it, put it out, give it away digitally for free, and then next thing we do is gonna be work
Start
on
full length.
all our new full length songs with the actual band that we have now.
Yeah, we're gonna redo those songs on a full length as well, or
Yeah.
at least a couple of them, and just kind of do it with the new bass lines, the new drums,
And we
just the
haven't
way
like
everything's changed.
remixed or really mastered it either. Like what you've heard on SoundCloud and on YouTube and stuff. I mean, it sounds good, but it's not really what the finished product is.
Right,
probably
right.
sound like,
Yeah, and we're just gonna give that away.
So that'd be cool.
Yeah, and then we just got 8 strings, so we're about to start writing a couple 8-string songs. And I'm thinking Eric and I talked. We're probably gonna end up doing like 6 songs on a full length because everything's so long.
Yeah.
You know? But these 8-string songs, Eric's actually writing, his own songs right now, which is fucking great.
And it's awesome, yeah, because he's got a great
it
style.
gives me time to work on writing songs for another project, and then I kind of been writing the general ideas for all the songs. So now having Eric do it, it's going to add a whole nother dynamic into what we do because his style's a bit different,
Yeah.
a little heavier, but still fucking he's so good, man. He really is.
Yeah, he's definitely an asset to have in the band.
Yeah.
And the fact that you guys jammed for years together makes a big difference too,
Yeah.
gel wise.
Yeah.
So with both of your projects, or your side projects on top of Like Water, Spylights.
Spylights.
You said
yeah.
you'd put the album on hold temporarily while you were getting everything together.
I apologize for everybody that pre-ordered the rec. I'm sorry. I'll give you something special. I promise.
So when are you looking
blow it
at
out.
getting that one? 100%.
Hopefully January I'll be able to put that out. It's just mixing that needs to be done, and I got to drop vocals on one song. But me having to move, this show, and then I just recently found out from my landlord a couple of months ago that we had to move. So I was in the process of moving. I had to break down my vocal booth and set back up and then reinstall, crazy shit. So,
And to break the fourth wall, there's a commonality of your old place. That
Yeah,
you
big
actually
time.
found it when you came on the Pickle Scoop show.
and you slipped
One
it
of the
to me
first
under
or
the
second-
table.
yeah.
That was awesome, Pickle. Pickle said, "Fuck the market, dude. Look, I got you. Hook me up."
Yeah, he came over to do the Pickle Scoop show, and as he was leaving, he was saying, "Man, this place is really cool. I wish that I could find a place like this. I'm looking for some place." I was like, "Give it 2 weeks."
Right? I remember that. I was
I
like,
got
"Are you
you, man."
serious?"
I was
Awesome.
like, "Yeah, I'm moving next week."
I think
You know?
dead hookers in the basement? No. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Not that little crawl space underneath.
Yeah,
Can't
no
have
dead
all that
hookers.
shit.
Take it. Yeah, dude, I had some good times in that house, some bad times in that house. It got to the point in that house, man, where fucking no insulation. When it was cold outside, it was cold inside. It was hot outside. It was fucking 85 degrees in my house.
Yeah,
was
and it makes it
brutal.
hard to record vocals and shit too, and you can hear the neighbors fucking walking through the
Yeah, the neighbors
other
fart.
side. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Stop the take.
Yeah, I remember that from that house.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
You could
And
hear
when it's
everything.
cold, that
from-
motherfucker
yeah.
gets really cold.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'd get out my camping sleeping bag and sleep with that on top of my comforter
Yeah.
to keep me.
Oh, brutal.
And
Brutal.
pretend like you're a kid and read comic
But it was a
books.
great location and
Yeah,
a
definitely.
lot
Yeah.
of cool charm with that house.
One of the middiest place in Mid-City.
It's MIDI.
Very middy.
So MIDI.
So.
Shit.
So what's been up with you, Pickle?
I have been slowly working on getting this going with video and everything else over here.
That's
You need a
hot.
producer, man.
That's hot. I like that.
You need to like hire a little dude. What's Dave doing?
Hi, Mom.
Let Dave produce this thing.
He was helping us a little bit actually last night with the game
Oh, right
when
on.
we were doing the after game challenge.
Yeah, I guess
It's
we
weird
have to
seeing
do
myself.
that. I like video games. That's all I did today. Like I just got stoned and played video
Video games.
And I ate food. It's a good day.
So what games were you playing?
I got that. Is it called Neo? It's It's kind of like Dark Souls, but Team Ninja made it. It's like the dudes that make Ninja Gaiden, like that series, and it's super duper hard, man. It's basically like Dark Souls with some ninja elements, but they fixed a couple things that I thought Dark Souls, like just shit that I didn't dig, within their system. Like I feel like these guys kind of improved on a lot of that. So it's still a demo. I think it's like the fucking, the alpha version, a beta version or something like that. And I think it's going to release later this year. So I'm just kind of burning up that demo while I have it because it's a temporary thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to like get the mechanics down. It's fucking tough, dude. I've probably died like 100 times. I've only been playing it for 2 days.
What
It's
are your
pretty rough.
thoughts on games that come out or too early, or they'll try to do a pre-release?
Oh, like this, what was that game I got recently that did that? The We Happy Few game? They did that. They did an early release, and they said they're going to improve on it over time. I mean, I guess when you play in it, you don't realize what you're missing, until you play it later.
It's just a Kickstarter.
But with that one, it didn't really explain what to do. It just kind of drop you off, and then you can collect missions, but it's you can't mark it on your map. Like, I just never know what the fuck I'm doing. And it's like you have to manage eating and, like, drinking water. You have to manage sleep. Then, like, if you get in a fight, you start bleeding. Like, you have to patch that shit or it will kill you. Like, it's brutal, man. It's, like, always something to do. And then you get tired, and it's like by the time you get everything managed and you start working your way around, I feel like you're supposed to sleep again. I'm like, fuck. Like, but there's no
I just got
tutorial.
something to eat.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. I just ate. Like, but if you don't sleep, it won't kill you. It reduces your stamina.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I really want to get into it, but I haven't been able to yet. It's like the same guys that did the BioShock series, and I really like those games. But fuck, I'm knocking headphones off and shit, trying to scratch my ear.
Well, another example of one that came out, I thought a little too early, was GTA 5. It seemed like it was out for a few months before they got the online.
Dude, I still
stuff
play
really
that
well.
every
Yeah,
day.
they did
I
do
still
that.
play GTA 5 every day, man.
I bought it.
I love
I
that
just
game.
don't
Yeah.
really dig those games.
Dude,
Like,
there's so
it's
much
hard for me to
detail in
get
those
into 'em.
games, man. Like once you really get into it, like you could do stuff all day long every day and never really
Never
find out
really play the
everything.
game at all.
The thing that intrigued me with those,
I got Cruise on.
I used to listen to Opie and Anthony, and a lot of the guys that were on there and the comedians that would go in and out of there, they were all good friends with the guy who was the sound engineer. I'm drawing a blank of his name. And they would do all these guest voice things. And one of the things that they did with the TV stuff on 4 was there was like 13 hours or 14 hours of stuff that you could watch on the TV in the game.
Oh, straight up, dude.
You know, with the
talk
radio, yeah, with the talk
That's
radio,
so
there's like
fucking
24
funny, man.
hours of talk. There's probably
constant
another 24
sarcasm on
hours
every
of
radio
music.
station.
Yeah,
There's like, I mean, people react real. Like, if you pull up to somebody in a car and you block them, you're like, "What the fuck you pulling in front of me for, motherfucker?" You better, it's like,
yeah. The
It's awesome.
detail that they put into it.
Dude, they must have
It's
an
commendable.
insane budget for that, huh?
Oh, you ready for this? The new one isn't coming out until 2020 or 2019 or something like that. They're still steadily. They were talking in talks about trying to put add Liberty City and Vice City to the map, like expansion.
Oh, in 5?
Yeah, in 5.
Well, what's the city that they're in 5?
Los Santos.
Oh,
Didn't they have like a Los Santos game?
yeah, that was
what do you call it? The one in the hood.
Maybe I'm thinking of like San
Grand Theft-
Andreas.
Yeah,
That's
San
the
Andreas.
San Andreas one.
That's Los
yeah,
Santos.
Los
San
Santos
Andreas.
was one of the
Okay.
cities next door or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
it's like that
okay,
whole
okay.
part of the map.
Yeah, I played. What was the one when it kind of got big? Was it 2 or 4?
That was Vice City. You're thinking
Was it
of.
Vice
Yeah,
City?
Vice
that,
City
that might
was
have
the
been the
big
one it
one.
was. But I got into it then, and I played it a bit. But I found myself like I'd get a car, I'd bump into some fucking cars, then the police would start chasing me, and you kill that dude. Next, like the army's coming after you. And every time I tried to play it, it ended that way.
Dude, I
was
saved
like,
up all
I'm
my
not-
money,
not doing
and I
anything.
got
This is
the
horrible.
Insurgent with the 50 cal on the roof with unlimited bullets. So I just drive around in a bulletproof insurgent tearing the city up.
like
FBI
being a
can't
sniper
stop
and
me.
shit.
Cops can't stop me. I just roll people over.
It's brilliant.
Do you do a lot of the online stuff, or are
That's
you
all
still?
I do. Well, we beat the game a long time
Yeah.
ago, but we do online. It's like 3 of your friends hit you up. Y'all all get in the insurgent with the 50 cal, drive around and destroy the city. And if y'all are in a crew together, like if a purple dude killed you twice and he's pissing you off, the pink team will probably ask you to join, and you join them before you know it. You're a pink dude.
That's
now you got
interesting.
to roll with that crew, and you get points for rolling with that crew. You get points for killing other CEOs when you're with that crew. They send you out to jack frat boys on yachts and find the cocaine in the boat and shit. You know, it's like it's all there, and they're always updating. The mini games are the shit though, man. Rockets versus Insurgents. They got a thing called basketball where you launch your car all the way up in the air and you got to shoot it in a hoop. And when you get in the hoop, there's like explosives and RPGs and shit. There's fucking one called bowling where you go like 10 stories out the air in sports cars down a ramp, and then all the dudes at the bottom are like shuffling with fucking RPGs. So you smash 'em.
How do you do those?
You smash them.
Like, I mean, like, is it a part of the game? Do you have to find them, or
when
is
you
it just
see 'em
something
pop
you can
up,
unlock and just
when you're
do?
driving around, right? Your cell phone pops up, calls like, "Hey, somebody just started this game of this. Hey, somebody just started this game of this."
Yeah.
And once you've entered that game and you're playing that mini game, you can bookmark it.
I
So
gotcha.
anytime you want to start that game, you could start a game, and then the lobby fills up.
Oh, that's
And then
cool.
you do mini games and you make buku. I mean, shit, dude. I'll go play a mini game and make like 30, 40 G's in a mini game and roll and go buy a new fucking bike or something. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, they had was it on, I think it was Fable 2 maybe? They had a game called Fortune's Tower. It was like a card game, and it's super fucking fun. I ended up buying it on my Xbox. Like, you can buy just that game. But
Hell yeah.
I'd run around, man, like do a quest or something, and then get back in town and just go hit that Fortune's Tower
Hell
table.
yeah.
Like a fucking, like an addict, like an absolute addict. When we hit this fucking Fortune's Tower, man.
Oh, they got a mini game too. I think you'd like. It's called Slasher. And basically what it is, it's a bunch of people running from the slasher, and they'll put you in a dark hospital, and the slasher will have a fucking flashlight, and you'll be in the dark, and you have to go creep and hide for a time limit until he finds you, because he's walking around with a sawed-off shotgun, and if he finds you, he's gonna blow your brains out.
That
He's got like
sounds
a
fun.
skull mask
So it's
on
like
and
a
shit.
survival horror type.
Oh yeah,
thing.
dude, it's fucking killer.
That's interesting. And
totally
all
worth
that's
the
like within
$15.
another game. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah,
Gangster.
I haven't played those in a while.
Yeah, some of the games that I've also seen recently for PC, you see it a lot to where they're releasing games way too early.
Like what? Are just not ready?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like bugs and all that kind of shit.
either bugs or half of the features that were in the previous one
Oh, that's weird.
aren't there for the initial release, and then they'll add it in with some
Right.
kind of DLC.
Don't worry
It's
about
so
that
fucking
white
lazy,
car.
man. It's like they'll take pre-order money for all of that shit as well, and then give you a half-ass fucking game. And they're like, don't worry, we'll just fix it over time. It's like, fuck you, man. Get that thing ready when you release it.
Fucking
Rude. Like,
gypsy
you want us to pay
pre-order.
you want us to pay like $65 for it, and it's not ready. Like it's kind of shitty. If I did that to someone, like at my job, I'm like, yeah, let's go fucking. I'll do like part of the work, and I'll just hit the rest whenever I feel like it. Nobody's gonna go for that. People just bend over and take that shit, man. It's rude. It's so rude.
By the way, I just wanted to thank Mr. Mark Bagnetto for giving us this opportunity to open up for this show. Because it's crazy. Because, I mean, it's like I listen to Haken every day. I wasn't even thinking about playing with him. You know what I mean? And Mark hit me up with a text message. He was like, get ready. You're about to play with Haken. I was like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about, dude? I thought it was a joke. It was like surreal at first. I was like, that's the fucking album I've been rocking for fucking a month and a half, 2 months straight.
Yeah.
When they announced that tour, because I follow both bands on Facebook, but when they announced the tour, I texted my friend Phil that I work with. He turned me on to both of those bands, actually. And I was like, dude, fucking, Haken and Thank You Science is a tour together. Like, that's going to be a fun show. And then, a couple days later, you text me. You're like, hey, man, we might get this show at Haken and Thank You Scientist. I'm like, fuck, like, awesome. Like, all right. So I text Phil back. I'm like, we might be playing this show, man. That'd be fun.
And they added the date to the.
He was like, are y'all ready? I'm like, no, but we'll figure it out. Fuck, we always do. We'll get ready.
So that's going to be a fun show.
gonna
I am
be-
looking forward to
I think so,
it.
man.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna-
so. I'm so stoked to see these other two bands. Like that's
Big time, yeah.
Really, like I'm really amped about it. Like, especially Thank You Scientist. Like I'm super amped to play with Thank You Scientist.
I'm super amped to fucking make some fans, some new fans.
That too. Yeah.
Super amped to get some new fans.
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
don't get me wrong. We have awesome friends that are fans, but it'd be nice to get a bunch of people that don't know us from shit and can hear us and go, "Wow, those fucking dudes rock," or "They suck," or
Yeah.
whatever.
Either way, we'll still drink with you.
Yeah,
no matter what you
fucking
think
right.
about it, we'll still party. Who gives a shit?
Hell yeah, a little bit.
but also to be able to present all of your hard work to a group of people.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, since we've been playing them, with the full band as opposed to, because the way we recorded it, like I'd go in, record guitars, Eric would record guitars, and then we'd like work drums into that, and then work bass. So it's like the amount of feeling that the songs have now, it's like it's so much stronger than I thought it would be. Like it relates better to a live setting, like way better than I thought
Yeah.
it would. Like it adds so much character to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm excited
fun.
about the material, man. You know?
Yeah, it's fun to play too. Like those songs are really like I really enjoy playing them. Like the riffs are fun. I mean, at this point, I'm sick of playing them in general, but like they're really cool, man. It feels good playing them. I like that. Like I don't ever get those moments where I'm just like bored with a part, Because I've done that before where you get to that one part and you're fucking dreading it. You're like, this part's so boring to play. Like I hate this part. Like, with this shit, everything feels good. I like that.
One thing that's also cool about y'all's music is the fact that it's taking you on a journey. It may start off with, a hardcore sound to it, and then it'll turn to, something that almost sounds Queenish. Then, something that sounds, like a Yes-like sound, or you bring us through an entire wave of music.
That's how this dude writes. I mean,
Yeah.
I
If you smoke pot, it's even more enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like you can really lock into it. But
oh, you want to go? I'm sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
No, you go.
I forgot what I was gonna
Man,
say.
I forgot
had a
too.
thought.
No, I'm just joking. I mean, honestly, I'm not saying you got to play to your strengths when as a singer, and I just didn't want to be in a metal band that just had a two-trick pony. Yeah, I didn't want to be the two-trick pony. I didn't want to like, and then yeah. I didn't want that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all about the coloring in between, and like, I mean, everything from spoken word to sounding like the devil to singing high to singing pretty to singing sad. I mean, I wanted it all. I didn't want to settle for just screaming or just singing and screaming, or, I wanted to open it up to where people that normally would listen to that style of music, it may even pull in people that didn't listen to that heavy of a metal.
Yeah, like
to
it kind
make
of
them
makes
like,
it a bit more accessible.
Oh, it's a little more. Now it's cohesing, But yeah, I'll tell you what. I have a lot of fun because the way they write, it's so up and down. I mean, the tempo maps on the song. If you saw the tempo lines,
Yeah.
are ridiculous. I mean, the BPMs they're jumping 10, 15 BPMs, going up 30 BPM. I mean, all over the song. It's a fucking engineer's nightmare. But it keeps me on my toes, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And I don't have to feel like I'm going in the booth to do some redundant shit that has no meaning or
I
is
feel
about
like it
some
gives a lot.
dumb
It
shit.
gives the songs a lot of flavor as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I guess they don't get the progressive mindset of writing, because it's strictly for it's like a very indulgent thing,
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, since we do write for ourselves, it's like, you don't want to rush it. You don't want to be like anybody else besides who you are, or sound like any other band. I mean, I want to go from, I want the dynamics are the most important to me. Without
Let
those,
it flow like water. I mean, that's
Adapt.
kind of the point. Yeah, you just flow and adapt. Like I always think, as long as I can take a riff and make it flow from the riff before, it's like, who gives a shit what kind of riff it is? Like, as long as it works and as long as it has a flow and it doesn't like break up what's going on in a song, then fuck it, man. Like, I don't want to be one of those guys. It's like, yeah, we do that, but we're not that type of band. It's like, who gives a fuck? If the riff works, it works.
right?
You
Or
know?
I can't use that kind of effect, or I can't use
We're
that
just
kind
trying
of
to like not have
sound
any
or-
rules, or like
Yeah.
if anything, like kind of stacking the odds against us. You know, like using weird tunings. You know, pulling out this 8 string that I still have no fucking clue how to use, but you know, we're figuring it out. It's you know, it's about trying to figure out how to use it in a way that's different from how people normally use it. You know, I want
Definitely.
to kind of have our own thing going on with it, but yeah, I mean, the tuning we use right now is really strange, and that shit. You know, I can find really cool chords, but a lot of shit that feels comfortable to me, I can't do that anymore. You know, with the tuning setup. So it's like it's kind of stacking the odds against you. But then when you write something cool, like it's really fucking cool. It's something you wouldn't have come up with otherwise.
Yeah, because we're playing. I mean, at a lot of parts, we're playing like really heavy stuff, like really shreddy, heavy stuff, to where it's like Rottweilers fighting with chainsaws attached to their head, and then it goes into the very next riff will have like cellos or like woodwinds or like a grand piano, you know, or something like that. Just trying not to keep it to where it's like stereotypical, or you can expect what's coming, or when it does come, you're like, oh, I've heard this a million times before. You know, we're trying to keep it to where it's like we want to come out of a fucking part and dynamically bring it so low that someone's like, wait, is this the same fucking band? You know?
Yeah, I try to think about like what haven't we done yet a lot as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like yeah, we haven't done a part like this yet. You know, those are usually cool to build around. You know, so then you're building around something that you don't typically do. So it kind of makes you step your game up that way as well, because now you kind of out of your element just a little bit.
Prise your eyes open a little bit.
You know, I don't naturally write this type of part, and then just everything else that flows around it. You know, trying to piece it back together, trying to find those familiar parts in a song. Because like I want to have like some type of part where you hear it, you're like, oh, all right, that's like what those dudes do. You know,
Right.
because that's another thing I find. I guess I personally don't like is when bands write shit that's really different, but all of their songs sound completely different. There's no like common theme between them. That really fucking annoys me. You know.
It's almost like someone's trying to be
But it's like-
different
it's like-
and
it's-
forcing it if they're doing that.
Right. It's like it's cool that you can hit that many different styles and shit, but without finding a way to pull it all together to where you have like a definitive sound.
The cohesive glue.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Other
you
than
can
that,
make
it
anything
just
work,
kinda
right?
seems random to me. Yeah.
It's like you make fucking jazz work in metal, classical work in metal, metal work in country. You could do whatever the fuck you want if you got taste.
I think it's really
Yeah.
important to like have your sound though, you know, like something that's like that's what you do. I think some people miss that, you know.
It's crazy because
I don't think it's intentional. I just think they do.
Oh yeah.
Like they're so busy writing something that's so different that it's just they just never pull it back in.
Right. You
Yeah.
got to have
Well,
resolve.
There's some
Yeah.
people that, you know, in the big leagues per se, you know, like Mike Patton. He's one that he's always got that one little signature thing to where
Right. Yeah,
he's
like
always
you
got
know
like
it's
that.
Mike Patton.
Yeah.
Dude's fluent in 11 languages and fucking talks like angry Russian old men and screams like dolphins and fucking I mean, dude, it's insane. That dude's talk about dynamic, you know? Freddie's my all-time. I mean, he's my fucking all-time,
Yeah.
you know, but
yeah.
Bruce Dickinson and Mike Patton definitely have a big part in that too.
Yeah, I remember back in when you came on the Pickle Scoop show last, there was talk even of y'all doing a tribute to Queen
Yeah.
with the Prophet song.
We were actually gonna. We don't have the time. We may do it for like something extra for the full length or something like that.
I'd
but
like
we,
to do it eventually.
We were gonna record the Prophet song, which is like 9 minutes, something like that. It's,
Yeah.
it's one of the longest Queen songs. It was actually the first Queen song that Brian May ever played in Drop D. So it's real heavy, you know.
Yeah.
And it's real epic. There's like a section in the middle where
very,
Freddie
very epic.
sings this lap over delay, and they said that when he recorded it, they had fucking tape going out of 4 different rooms.
Yeah, they
and
said they had it
shit.
draped over lamps in other rooms, like for the tape delay.
It's
That's
really
so
epic.
impressive, man. Yeah.
Very epic shit. And I love Queen. It's like my absolute favorite songwriters in the world, and Shane does too. And we wanted to
Eric
pick
does
something
as
that
well.
was dark and Queen. You know, the dark, not the stuff you always hear on the radio. And
Yeah,
I love
you didn't
that
wanna
stuff,
just,
but
you didn't want to just do Bicycle or
Right,
something
I
that you
mean-
hear anytime that you
Yeah.
listen
Lily
to
of the-
Bicycle's one of, and I hate to say this about any Queen song, but I'm so sick of hearing fucking what's it, Fat Bottom Girls.
Yeah,
I hear
you
Fat
hear that
Bottom
one.
Girls on a job site every day, man.
Classic
and
rock
like I used to
radio.
think that was a great song, and I guess it still is a great song, But it's like, come on,
It's the
man.
radio. It's
Like
one of the
Queen,
radio
well,
ones,
Queen's
man.
written so many incredible fucking songs, though.
Oh, dude.
You know, like you're gonna play that song over and over, like throw like Radio Gaga in or something, man. Like you
Yeah.
barely even hear
Can we
that one
do-
on the radio, and that was a radio song. Like you rarely hear it. It's
Can
a
we do
great
Lily
song.
of the Valley or
Dude, Lily of
fucking
the
or
Valley's my
Flick of
shit.
the Wrist or a Black Queen?
Like, what
you know?
about like Stone Cold Crazy? You know,
Yeah.
like, Metallica covered it. You know, some people
Yeah.
like realize what it is now.
That was
from
Brian May
Metallica,
playing
like,
metal,
why-
dude.
And it's a great song. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like it's really catchy. Like why can't that be on the radio? It's very rock and rollish.
Well, I remember
I don't
last
know.
time
They
that
need
I
to
went
get
and
it
saw
together. Fuck it over it.
Stash Gordon.
Uh-huh.
They played for like an hour and a half, it seemed like. Hour and a half, maybe
What?
2 hours. And every song that they played, I knew the song.
It was a radio. It was like the
Not
greatest
necessarily.
hit.
It
or-
wasn't just radio hits. There was a couple of them that you don't hear
Some
all
under
the time on
hits,
the
right.
radio. You know, like you said, you always hear Fat Bottom Girls, Bohemian Rhapsody,
Best Friend.
Yeah,
Best
that's-
Friend,
Killer
We Will
Queen.
Rock You.
Killer
don't really
Queen's
hear
still
even
awesome
Killer
now. I
Queen
still
that
Yeah,
get
you
it.
don't
often.
anymore.
You,
Back in the,
yeah, you used to a lot
Used to.
more.
Yeah.
That's a great fucking song.
I guess
though.
iHeartRadio X'd it off the playlist.
Yeah, because they had to make room for
And
fucking
this guy in the
Godsmack.
pink polo shirt,
Like,
straight
let's-
up, he doesn't
Let's get
like
rid
it.
of a Queen song so we can fit a Godsmack one in
Yeah.
here.
Her almost here, the hero, Bible see my deal, sure. All that shit sounds like that to me. I call it the pool ball mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when those dudes came out, and I was like, well, they named themselves after an Alice in Chains song. You know, it could be cool. And I listened to it, and I was like, come on, man, get the fuck out of here.
I'm not
with
the
that
one
shit.
who sucks on a butt.
They did do a good live show, though.
That's what I
went and saw-
heard. I've never seen
Yeah,
them.
I saw 'em live at-
Their live show was good. Like, really good.
CPR Fest, I think 97.
Oh,
Speaking
yeah.
of awesome live shows, the Dillinger Escape
I could
Plan's
play.
breaking
I
up.
could play new metal pretty good too,
I'm
with
so
my eyes
bummed.
closed.
Like one more tour, man. Like I'm.
And did I see it? They're playing at Southport
They're playing
as
at
well?
Southport, dude. I'd really
Who
like to
is?
do that show too, the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh
But,
yeah, they're not,
it's
I
like
don't
a
think there's
Monday
gonna be
night
any
and
local
it's
on that.
4 bands, so yeah,
Yeah.
they're not gonna be looking for local support. But I'm fucking going. Like the last time I get to see them,
Yeah.
that was that band. They came around at around once a year, and that time like I was always busy. Like Dillinger show, like I'm busy. Like that's what I'm doing. Like
Fucking
fuck any
speakers
other
rocking off
plans.
the
Like
stage.
yeah, dude. I miss weddings for that shit. Like I don't give a fuck, dude. It's Dillinger. I'm there.
And from what I understand, the reason that they're breaking up is not because there's any disagreements in the band or anything like that. They just said that they wanted to fade out while they're on top
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
instead
And
of
I like it. ISIS kinda did
dragging
the
out a
same
dead
thing.
dog, you know?
Like
Yeah.
ISIS said, basically that they felt like they did everything they wanted to do musically, and they just wanted to explore other shit. And I think that's what Dillinger's doing. That's what it sounds like to me. It's like Greg's got he's got that Killer Be Killed band going on, and then he's got his solo thing. I think it's called the Black Queen. It's really good. It's like some weird like 80s Depeche Mode type shit. It's cool. And then Ben Wyman's got this Giraffe Tongue Orchestra band with the guy that's singing for Alice in Chains now, and one of the dudes from Mastodon. So, yeah, I think all of those guys, they just have their own projects, and it's like you've been doing one for so long.
Yeah.
You kind of want to do a different style. Like that's just natural.
Faith No More did. I mean, they did the same thing. They
Yeah, they did 3 or 4 albums and-
after 5 albums, they cut it or whatever, and then even when they asked Mike Patton to reunite with Faith No More, he straight up said, "I am not gonna fucking do what all these bands do, is go out there and perform some shit live that we haven't performed in 15 years and spray fart all over my whole catalog," was his
Yeah.
exact words. So when they did decide to get back together to do that new album, that latest album, they basically it was like over a long period of time where it took to them to decide that they were actually going to do it because they were good enough to still do it, because they didn't
Yeah.
want to fuck up people's vision of them.
And that's a smart move. I mean, 'cause so many people do it just to get another paycheck.
And they're not hitting the notes, and the guitar solos are fucking.
They just write some like watered down version of what they used to do, because they're just so out of
Right.
practice. They're not feeling it the same way. And, a lot of the times, man, their heart's really not in it. Like, it seems like a fun idea. They know they get a paycheck from doing it, but
Right.
some of them are doing that as a favor to another one. Like, you know how that kind of shit goes whenever you start doing that reunion type stuff.
There's a new bass player. He wears blue flame button-ups. No, I'm just joking. You know, they always replace guys in those famous bands with like another dude.
Why do bass players the only ones you see with those fucking button-up flame
Oh, nice
shirts?
tribal, man.
It's like really
Oh,
rare
like
to
the
see a good
bowling
What tribe are
shirt
you
looking?
from?
Yeah. Yeah, the ones like just in case, you know, they might fool you that they're actually on fire. Like, dude, it's the black one with the fucking orange flame. Like, hey, is that dude on fire? It's like, no, that's just a shirt. I don't know. That shit looks so silly, man.
Does that dude have a metal chili pepper hanging out of his lip?
Yeah, he looks like a Disturbed fan. Look at that guy. That dude listens to Disturbed.
That dude
100%.
wears neon orange and neon
Five Finger
pink.
Death Punch.
Neon
And all
yellow.
those
I can't
other
say anything
fucking
because I'm wearing neon
abomination
orange.
bands. Jesus Christ, Disturbed, huh?
That shit's so bad. I had to get off Facebook personally because I'd go bash people and I didn't like to bash people. People get mad when you bash Disturbed and bash all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I just try to share shit about this band and then things that interest me, and I just refuse to argue with people on it. I just won't
can't.
argue with them.
You
'Cause there's
can't.
no
To each
point.
his own, right?
I used to, and it's like it just never went anywhere. You never win a Facebook argument. You know, you could do that little victory thing, like, oh, they didn't respond in the last 10 minutes. I'm going to consider that a win for me, but that's no win. You just stress yourself out.
Yeah.
Everybody's so
Yeah.
pissed off, and that's disgusting.
And then they win. They've won.
It's
That's
so
what they do.
gross. Yeah.
I try to like if I'm on any social network, it's got to be positive now, man. I ain't got time for all that fucking bullshit.
I know.
They
I
try to
started
sell
like
you.
on my Facebook, like if the people that post nothing but like political shit, I just started getting rid of them. Like
Yeah,
man,
and
it's
it's
like
that
even if I
season,
like
it's-
you as a person, it's like I just don't want this shit shoved in my face all day because it's so negative all the fucking time. Like they're never sharing something positive about politics. They're just bitching about the person that they don't like. They're not
Yeah,
like
whether
they're never
they're
talking good
a
about
Hillary
the person
supporter,
they like.
they're posting something saying that Trump killed a dead baby today.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
right.
it's all
And
fucking.
if it's a Trump fan, then they're saying Hillary, sacrificed a baby goat tonight.
Dude,
All
honestly, all that shit's all bullshit. They're
Yeah,
all
man, it's
fucking
all
voting for a
silly.
puppet. They're all voting for the spokesperson is what they're
It's just
voting
like,
for.
They're so
I heart
angry about it,
Huckabees.
man. They're always fighting, and it's like you don't find it odd that there's millions of people on this side that believe like that strongly in something, and then millions of people on this side, and you never consider like maybe both of you have some decent ideas, and if you work together, we could sort this shit out. Like all it
Yeah,
is
instead
just
they-
mass opposition.
No, it's
and
like my
butting
dad
fucking
can beat
heads.
up your dad shit.
And then it's just people. It's like people arguing on the internet. And when you read these arguments, like none of them can use proper grammar. They misspell fucking everything. Like it's just so much ignorance. It's
And
like a
anytime you're
pastime for
judging,
dummies.
anytime you're judging like whole races or whole jobs because of something or that you've already lost. The media's already won.
I'm just trying to like everybody thinks there should be awareness for everything. Like, do you remember we were doing Minds? And I watched that documentary on asexuals.
Yes.
We talked about that, and it's like, on the documentary, they're like, we need to bring awareness about asexuals. It's like, what do you need them to be aware about? Like, I don't
Yeah.
get it. Like, you're the most non-threatening human being in the world. Like, you're just friends with people. You don't fuck anyone. Like, you're not complicated. Like,
Right.
everything about you is like the most fucking neutral you could possibly get as a human being. But you need to make me aware that you're like just super approachable and friendly.
Right.
It's like what?
Yeah,
What's
going
happening?
out of
I'm
your
here.
way to
Yeah.
let me know that you're warm and comforting, and
Yeah.
not just by being like, "Hey Shane, let me get you a water." You know,
Yeah.
here, let me buy you a drink, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, it's like you're just neutral. Like,
Yeah.
you're super neutral. You're friends with everyone. It's like it's so. And then it's bad because I'm watching a documentary, and then I'm already like this is pretty shitty. And then that cunt Janine Garofalo comes on, and I'm like, oh, like she's involved in it. Of course she's involved in it.
course,
That chick
yeah.
complains about fucking everything.
Did you know that dust mites die every day?
Yeah, it's like she's that type, man. She's like the type that's like she's home alone. She complains at herself for being her. She's
Dust
just
mites
gross.
have feelings.
Yeah, right. Don't kill the dust mites.
Let's save the dust mites. Call this number now. We'll steal all your money.
It's like I'm gonna start a new movement to float in through the air, so we don't have to kill bugs on the floor. Fucking fucking cunt. Jesus Christ, she's a miserable human being. It's just, dude. It
People
takes
like
so
that,
much
you want to like
energy
put
be
them in
that negative.
somebody's shoes that's in really bad shoes. Like let them trade places with like a kid in Ethiopia with like flies flying around his head and be like, all right, you still bitching?
Yeah.
Still bitching? You want to come back? You want to come back and pick up that paycheck out your mailbox again?
Yeah, right. It's fucking. Ugh. Fuck is wrong with people?
There's dudes over here with no legs jumping fucking ramps and fucking not complaining about it, and you're fucking over here pissed off that
Yeah,
silk
pissed
comes from
off
spiders'
that- yeah.
asses and
Yeah.
spiders are going extinct because of it or something, you know? It's always,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you need to bring awareness to fucking asexuals. Like, and you see a bunch of dudes playing fucking basketball in wheelchairs and shit, and they're like, they don't give a fuck, like,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not. They're just living life and enjoying it, and you're making documentaries about some shit that has
Yeah,
nothing
you
to do with anything. Like, awareness to a fucking non-cause. Like, fuck off.
when I
Get
look
outta
around
here.
and think about all the fucking shit humans fucking accomplish, and I even
I
look at
know.
my own life, I'm like, I'm a fucking slacker, dude. Jesus Christ.
know,
This
man.
chick does 800 push-ups a day. This dude practices fucking his Beethoven fucking 17 hours a week. I mean, what the fuck
Yeah,
am I
it's like,
doing?
all I do is smoke
Saving
pot,
children? I'm
listen
not
to
saving
music.
children.
Yeah.
I'm not creating anything crazy to fucking cure cancer. Fucking, I'm not doing any of that shit.
No, it's like, I'm fighting with people on the internet, though. I'm
Yep,
making a
yep.
difference. I'm putting my stupid fucking opinion out there for everybody to hear.
I let that fucking jabroni ruin my fucking day. Tell you what, no, fuck that. Too important.
Yeah.
Too
Well,
important.
I think at some point, too, I think people need to realize that if your opinion can be disproven by fact, it's not an opinion anymore.
Right,
So
yeah.
shut up about it. Like, if it can be disproven by fact, it's not an opinion anymore. I hate this shit when people throw that shit out and then you give them a fact and they go, well, we agree to disagree. It's like, no, we're not gonna
Right.
agree to
Yeah,
disagree.
we're not gonna
Like,
agree
you're
to
wrong. I
disagree.
just fucking proved you wrong. I just Googled some shit and let you read it. You know you're wrong. We're not agreeing to disagree anymore. Like, it's a fact that you're incorrect. Like, what you said was a lie. It's not real. Like, fuck
Newsflash,
off
it's
with
okay
that.
to be incorrect. It's
It's
okay to
okay.
admit when
You
you're wrong.
grow from that, man. It's nice to be wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking still enjoy it. It's crazy.
It puts you back in your shoes. Keeps you on your toes. It's
Everybody
nice.
needs it, man. Nobody knows everything. You shouldn't. You shouldn't
There's
think
just
you
the
do.
people out there. If it's fucking red, you tell them it's fucking red. They're gonna tell you it's blue. Period.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because that's just, I don't know. Mommy
Because
didn't
they
love
could do
them
it.
enough.
They could
I
do
don't
it from
know.
behind, like the safety of their computer. You know, they don't have to deal with real life.
'Cause they wake up every
consequences.
morning and their girlfriend backhands them
Yeah.
before she goes to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook social justice warriors are the worst.
Sideliners, dude. You're the same people that like look at a football game and Drew Brees misses a pass or something. They're like, oh man, fuck, Drew, you suck. I could have did that. I could have ran from fucking
Yeah,
6'5"
yeah,
dudes that are
that
380 pounds. No problem, dude. You know, like those are the sideliners. They're the
Yeah,
same way on the internet,
well,
even more so on the internet. You know, when social media, because then
It
they-
also, you saw it this weekend with LSU game, to where
Yeah, I didn't see the game.
minute
but I've
that
been
the
seeing
game was
backlash.
over, everybody was like, fire Les Miles.
Dude, I
fire
saw a
Les
thing
Miles.
today. It was like a petition to fucking raise enough money to buy out
Yeah,
his
it's like
contract.
a
Oh my
a
God.
GoFundMe
Yeah.
to pay for his contract.
To-
People
yeah,
didn't
for
want to
his
people are not
pay.
in
buyout.
charge of this
Yeah.
shit. Like, how do they
But-
try to make themselves in charge of like shit that they have
Fucking
nothing
animals,
to do with?
dude. They're animals.
We let people have way too much of a fucking social
But the other
opinion,
thing
dude.
is it's like these people didn't want to spend $50 to give it towards one of these charities that's helping out with the flooding in Baton Rouge, but
Right,
they'll
but they
pay
need that new
$50
football
in
coach really
to
bad.
fire the fucking coach.
Jesus. Yeah, I didn't even consider
Dude.
that yet, but yeah.
Every time I think of the word
Jesus Christ.
population, the word pop stands out in it.
Yeah,
You know, it's just like pop music. It's popular, so it's Walmart. It's accepted by the masses. It's in the box. It's fucking unoriginal. It's that's how they want it, I guess.
Yep, it's just nonsensical. They just sell it to anyone. It's because that's the thing too. It's always super easy to get into, whether it's like music, a movie, some dumb fucking like over dramatic television show.
Right.
It's like they make it where it's so easy to sink into. Like you don't have to think about it, So you just get caught. You're stuck in that trap. Next thing you know, you're just watching episodes of Friends over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that type.
Dude,
of
it's
thing.
crazy. Like I listen to, like, especially with like I listen to music nowadays, you know, and it's like, man, fucking Spin Doctors are hard compared to some of the music out today,
Spin
dude. You know what I
Doctors were
mean?
awesome, man.
Fucking like, dude. So, I the stuff I used to make fun of in the '90s, right? I used to be like, oh, what the fuck is this shit?
Tremendous in comparison to
It
today's
comes on
music.
today on like a
Jesus.
Spotify channel randomly because I'm being kooky or something. It'll come on and I'll be like, man, I used to make fun of this shit because back in the day we had such a large selection of great music everywhere, and it was like,
Yeah,
you know,
metal was a lot bigger then
it was
too. You know,
huge, yeah.
like for being into that. So in the like fucking mid '90s, man, Pantera really put a lot of metal on the map.
I mean, for a Louisiana band, they definitely did. I mean,
Just
fucking
in general, man, they got
American
really big, dude.
American metal. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
I
definitely.
can't think of a more popular American.
Yeah, they
metal.
definitely like kind of forefronted, like making metal accessible here. They definitely did
But
a
dude,
lot for that.
It's like I think it was the other day I was fucking
And like
chilling.
the harder shit too, the heavier, the Metallica type bands.
I'm like chilling the other day and like some crazy shit came on that I would normally make fun of in the 90s, and it came on and I was like, you know what? This fucking melody is fucking dope. You know, like this
Yeah.
fucking song was written really fucking well, and I used to make fun of this shit, but I guess the older you get as a musician, you know, it's like your tastes change. Like I don't ever rule out anything. Like I'm never gonna be like, oh, I'm older now, so I don't play that style anymore. But your tastes do change to where you want to experiment a little more. You want to accept something a little bit more. You know,
Yeah.
never really been a in the box kind of guy, but
Well, we are getting close to about an hour here. So
sweet.
I want to thank you for coming on,
I've had a blast. Pickle.
and I've had a blast as well.
Your train set's looking fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I'm slowly working on more and more for it.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, everybody, come see us, Southport Hall, September 12th. We're playing with Haken. Thank you, Scientists is opening. We're going to have a good time. It's our first show. Please come support us. We'll love you forever.
And also, people can follow you on Facebook.
Facebook.com LikeWaterNola. And if you're on Twitter, it's at LikeWaterNola.
And then if you want to hear the songs that y'all put out previously,
They
y'all
can
have
go
those
to
on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And I think it's like_water.
Like_water, right, on SoundCloud. And those are downloadable on SoundCloud. You can listen to them as many times as you want. And hit us up on Twitter or whatever, you know?
And Spylights as well. People can go check out Spylights.
Yeah, Spylights is on Facebook. SPYLIGHTS, one word.
You're on
Spylights.
Bandcamp
It's
as
my
well.
band. And Bandcamp. I have a pre-order, but don't pre-order yet because I'm going to put it off again till the beginning of the year. So
Yeah.
And how about your other project, Shane? Where can people check that one out?
Nothing yet. It's gonna be Gary Wood and I think Matt, who's playing drums with us in Like Water, is gonna play drums in it. And that's about as far as we're at now.
Okay, yeah, I think I saw when the joining started to happen via like a Facebook thread one day.
Yeah, well, no, that was actually a couple years ago, and we started doing that with Jared from The Void, and it didn't really work out, and then we started doing a Like Water thing, and then Gary and I have been talking about bringing it back, so we're just trying to find the people to, really get it kicked off. But it should be fun. I feel ready for it. Like, I really dropped the ball on it the first time. Like, I didn't like what I was writing. I just thought I could do it better. But this time, like, I feel good about everything that's coming out. It just took a while to find a sound that I wanted,
Yeah, so I look forward to seeing more from that as it happens. When y'all get together, definitely come on back over and tell us all about it.
Yeah, definitely, man.
dude. Definitely. Thank you for having us, Pickle. It's
Yeah,
fucking
thank y'all for
always
coming
fun
on.
to come chill and hang out. It's always nice and relaxing and homey and uncensored.
Yeah, it's nice to be back in here. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I used to do this like every other week.
So as well, people can subscribe to the show on iTunes or their favorite podcast app. If you go to picklescoop.com, we have a subscribe now link up there where it leads you over to iTunes and the Play Store, I think.
Yeah, check out the links.
You can also like us on Facebook, The Scoop Show, at P Scoop Podcast on Twitter. And I'm going to ask y'all the question that I have asked, I believe, 15 times now. Are y'all ready for the challenge?
As
Not
ready as we're
necessarily,
gonna be.
but yeah, it's all part of it.
As ready as we're gonna be, Pickle.
So if you click on over to Mr. Pickle Scoop on YouTube, you'll see the After Scoop Challenge. So again, thank y'all for coming on. Till the next show, Scoop out.